Yes, welcome to our channel.
Welcome.
Valentina in a million ways.
The month of
Press
love.
that button if you didn't subscribe.
Yes,
we
it's
missed you.
time. Can you please
Was it
subscribe?
2021?
Yes.
It's February, man, already.
The month of love, honey bunny. The month of love.
Yeah. So we thought, obviously, it's time to talk about love. It's such a big part of our lives, and to let you understand mostly why we decide to associate and create that channel through the subject of love, because being a 40, but I'm 39, she's 40, she's 39 too, because 2020 doesn't count.
No.
But this being said, it's fun because we both like two professional women, but I'm single, no kids. She's married with 2 kids. So we still connected so profoundly on where we were in our lives and our ambitions and our dreams, and the fact that we were like, we wanted to share, and we like big communicators for people who knows us. So we have a lot of energy.
Too much. Some people are going to say we have too much. We have to relax.
Share with the world.
That's it. Yeah. So we're like, okay, we're going to do something. We're going to start something. We're going to do a channel. We need to share. Like that energy needs to
We're going to help people.
Yes. And you know what? I love the fact that you say that we need to help people, because both of us, we have that urge in where we are at in our professional path. Okay, it's time to give back. I know I'm not 70. Yeah. I know we're not 80 years old that we want to give back to the society. But I find that at our age, we learn so much stuff, and it goes on such a high pace. Yeah. Like if we can give back to the women and empower them, well, we're going to take that opportunity. I think we still look good at 40. So maybe listen to us. So,
and you do too, girl. Look at you. Oh, yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Embrace yourself. Look at yourself in your mirror and say, you know what? Thank you. Thank you to be awesome. Yeah. For being awesome.
I don't know if you're listening the video or the podcast or whatever, wherever you are. Take a moment. Look at yourself. Yeah, girl. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfection. Hey, God doesn't make mistakes. Yes, I will bring God here. God do not make mistakes.
Yeah, you are. Don't never dim your light. Huh? Let your light shine bright. So yeah, and we're here to like real talk, real women, real talk. So we can like share our reality as women, as adults, and share those two particular point of view when it comes to different subjects. Yeah. Like it's very interesting to share my tender dating life with my married friend that is like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, I know. And she can tell me how fun dynamic.
It's so beautiful because it's such an opposite of reality. Talking about, oh, wait, my son just puked. I have to pick up the puke versus, this guy on Tinder. I don't even know.
Pinner. No.
Like that tells you how disconnected I am in this reality. Like my reality, it's homework, cleaning, cooking, working, and I don't even know the dating apps. I don't even know how to date. Like honestly, if tomorrow I'll end up being single, I think I'll be a lost. I'll be a lost soul. I wouldn't. I don't know.
I think at first you'll be like, yay, I'm free. And then after you'll be like, oh, this is boring. That's why sometimes I'm like, enjoy your family, enjoy your kids, enjoy your husband, enjoy your family. Yeah. Because like for me, sometimes I'm like, I'm very happy. So sometimes I complain. I'm like, I'm so tired. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have no kids, no husband, nothing to be tired about but myself. So how can I complain, right?
That's so funny.
So I'm taking that time for myself because I think it's probably one of the last time in my life that I'll be so like free to do that. Yes. So I'm enjoying it. But at the same time, sometimes it comes with a price. It comes with loneliness. If you don't accept to take any guy in just because you can stand yourself, then it comes with loneliness, but it comes with a great, like beautiful, rich moments with yourselves too. So, but I'm a loner, so maybe I'm more comfortable with being alone, but it gave me the time to connect with you, girl, to create that channel, to work on that project. I could have been stuck with, old friends, old people, so I would have never opened the door to talk to you because I would have been. So it gave me like a good time to clean and, like to be spiritual, the luxury of being spiritual.
I love
when
that.
you're alone. that I think if I would have like kids and a husband, I'll be like, just trying to survive. So I admire like the conversations and that we have, and to see everything you do, every time I'm like, yay, you're a superwoman, you're a cool girl, you're rocking it. Because I can put myself in your shoes and I'm like, oh my, respect, blah, blah. Bye.
It's funny because there was a time that, when you dive into your family mode, marry life, and the kids, the pet, the house, everything, that it's like a chaos. And I look at my friend who's like single, enjoying life, still being tight, everything's holding it in. And I'm like,
bitches.
Traveling whenever she wants. Obviously not now because the COVID, but before, like enjoying her life. And I didn't really understand that reality that actually, Amelie, and you have, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. It comes with their own struggle as well. So that allowed me to understand, okay, Valentina, you know what? You do complain, but it's not greener on the other side. She has her own struggle, and she has her own energy that she has to fight for. And she might be free, but there's a price to pay for that freedom as well. So it brings me to understand as well the other side of the spectrum, and maybe saying, you know what, it's just embrace what you have and live through the moment, because that moment, it's today, tomorrow it's never guaranteed. So thank you.
Yeah, and you never know your blessing sometimes until like you can, take some money, put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Yeah,
you can really, because we tend to see the ugly in us and the beauty on other people. Like, oh, my situation is so horrible, but oh my God, like we put such a big like rainbow and like unicorns when it comes to people's life, But everybody, So for me too, like I know sometimes people, oh, you're lucky, you just have to take care of yourself, and even financially gives me way more freedom since you make money, you're alone, you have no kids, you just like I'm enjoying life. But at the same time, like let's be honest, let's be real. The same way having kids comes with the deal with negative stuff. Not having kids and being single also, and especially nowadays, like I really miss. You know what I miss?
What?
I miss meeting a man in person, like walking.
Yes,
and
the
just
flesh.
seeing a guy and being like, and like he keeps looking at you and you're like,
and there's,
to you, and like you all like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna die. It's like, I miss that.
The true eye contact, the energy that just exchange, and you feel that inside in your stomach. I know what you mean. Those butterflies, that energy, that eye contact, that feeling. I get you, girl.
In person, yes.
Yeah.
Then you leave, you give the number, and you're like, is he gonna call me?
Yes.
He calls you, and you're like, hi. Now it's like,
swipe. Exactly.
Like what? Ugh. Seriously, like.
Why
shopping when you can tender? It's cheaper to get a human being than a pair of jeans.
You know what? I'm not made for that shit. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking I am so not made for that shit.
The single life.
I can't. Like, I'm gonna praise my husband and please stay with me.
Yeah, enjoy your husband, man. Enjoy everything about your husband.
Now I'm seeing and I'm like swiping, competition. Like the marketing girl comes in and say, okay, the product, there's too much demand. It's not
There's a lot of, I would say, like marketing. Like there's things that young women, I think they accept to do. I don't know if they love it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they know they don't have to. Like they can say no, or I don't know if maybe they love it. I don't know. But I find there's a lot of men that ask for like entertainment. Like they want videos, they want photos, like show me more.
Like it's like a product.
Stand up.
Now that you do that, you know who you remind me of?
They do that.
the movie Prince in New York. You know that wife?
That,
She did.
like that's the basic, like the best woman, like open hands with the open mouth all the time.
So it's crazy because our channel was born in two different lifestyle, two different opposite, and we come together to find our middle ground and share our thoughts, our experience, and how you experience your single life, and trying to find the Mr. Right and not Mr. Right now, because there's a lot of Mr. Right now. What you told me, like they want right now.
Yes. Have fun. It's just the way we date. I find it's confusing. So even me, like I don't even know what dating is. Like you meet someone, what are the steps, right? So you date someone, what dating mean? Like, so we go out, we get to know each other. Does that mean we sleep together? Like, does dating implicate sex or not? Listen, I'm 40. I don't even understand shit of what is going on. So imagine. So I'm going on a date. So it's true, because a lot of guys, like now, especially with COVID, it's like you come to my place or I come to your place. So it's like implicitly, I'm not going to go to a man's place. I don't want a man to come to my place. Like I find
it's too complicated for me, girl.
It's complicated. So after, let's say we date, we don't have sex, and then we decide to go. So now we're seeing each other. Okay, so now we're seeing each other. So I see you, you'll see me, you'll see you, you'll see me. That's the Arab in me that would be see what? Okay. So I see you, you see me, right?
Yeah.
Then after, this is where it becomes more complicated, right? So like now, is it exclusive when I see you? It's not. Seeing each other, is it exclusive? Or can we see each other not being exclusive? Or is it exclusive? Like, I mean, it's
too many rules, man.
Because there's so many different types of relationship. You have the friends with benefits, the fuck friend, the booty call, the
my
girlfriend,
God,
the side piece, the
what is
mistress,
that?
the sugar daddy, sugar
What's
babe.
a side piece? What's that?
The side piece is the woman who like is there on the side for sex, and the mistress is like there on the side for sex, but he's taking care of her too. That's what I think.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm telling you. So even me, I don't know where to position myself. Me, I'm like the old lady one. So me, I have like the little gigolo boy that comes, Mama, I give you kids. I do everything for you. Show me marketing. Show me. I had a lot of those. Yes. So these most of the time comes with a lot of dick pics and shit like that. It's the young guys that does shit. Yeah, the young guys, they're too generous, they never do it in a nasty way. They're more like, you want to see? You really want to see? And I was like, yeah, show me. And he did it. Yes, did. Yeah, so young men are as innocent as young women, right?
Oh my God,
I made the test, and yeah, I could get some young men to send me their privates very easily. So I think it's something they do. What? Sorry, I need to make the test. I'm single. I have nothing to do. Sometimes at night, I'm just like, yeah, send it. He said, you want to see? Yes, I want to see. I'm like, drinking at home, relax. Send it. And then he sends it. I'm like, oh, he sends it. Yeah, that's bad. I did
What's wrong with those men?
But I told them after, never do that, man. You should be careful.
Now you say, now give me $100. If not, I'll post it to your mama. I'm traumatized. I'm so sorry. My pulled years are traumatized to that's 15 years of marriage.
So no, tell us, sorry about my dating jokes, but that's my dating reality. At age, there's certain things of interest. Yeah. So you lose interest. It's like, wasting my time. Yes. Like me, I'm thinking like, okay, in 5 years, I feel 45, 50. Okay, where retirement? Am I going to retire? Like I have many things in my mind. So I think that's where mostly, like it's, so.
No, you're building your future. You're building your strategy as you're building your own brand, but that own brand comes with everything who's personal as well. Like, you know exactly where you want to be and with whom and how many kids you want to have. And it's as much as important like anything else. And it's crazy because as a young, without lying, when I jump into the relationship, I jump as a young 26-year-old or 25-year-old who's like, okay, we're going to date. We're going to see when it goes. Oh, poop, a baby. Oh, poop, another baby. We didn't really think about it. We didn't really strategize. Exactly. It came as a just
Naturally.
naturally. And the thing is, my mom always told me, and I love bringing my mom because I love her. She's like, you cannot plan for certain things. Certain things, if you start to plan and you start to overthinking, it's never going to happen. So when it comes time to have a baby, well, it wasn't really the perfect time because I was still at school. I was finishing my master. We were moving. We're not even married. I'm so sorry. I was living in a sin. But something you can't overthink. And I think that served me really well. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. Having and I had my daughter was very dependent. She had colics. She was sick as a baby. I had to carry her most of the time. So finishing school, having a baby, studying, it wasn't the easiest thing.
I love you, girl. I love stuff like that about you. You're such a fighter and a hard worker.
I am. But today I look at my daughter and I'm like, oh my God, she's already 10. She grew so fast. My baby, she's not a baby. Soon she's gonna come say, Mommy, can I take your car? And my heart is just like broken. I was telling my kid, I'm like, how about we make another baby? So both of them, my son, he's like, yeah. And my daughter, I don't want a brother.
For sure. She's like, nah, my life is over again. And we just finished with this one.
Exactly. She's like, I just trained this little rat. I don't want another one. And it's so funny because she said, I didn't really ask him to be like that mean and being that energized.
I think, if I can tell you, from a family of 3, it's worth it.
I am a family.
Because my sister was after like 10 years apart, 13 years apart. And it's fun because it kept the family together longer since we had the baby one, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't want them to leave too soon, it works. It's a good strategy. If you put like a younger sibling, then even your daughter, when she'll be 16, 18, she would still have to chill with you because she has a little sister, right? Like, hey, happy birthday. And she probably like, I just want to go see my friends now.
It's so
you do the birthdays on Saturday.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know? So maybe, you know, it's a strategy.
Yeah, but unfortunately, my husband, he's cut.
Yeah, for sure. Him is like, oh, you're crazy.
Yeah, he said, can we, when I say, you know what, babe, you're so pretty. You're so nice. I think we should have another baby. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm out of here. Find somebody else. I'm out of here. Like, no, don't talk stupid.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, kids that are very energetic when they're young and smart and very demanding when they're young, mostly when they grow older, they get more calm. It's the other way around. Most of the time, it's when when they're very calm and very introvert when they're young, then after they're like,
yeah.
So I'm sure your kids gonna end up being like, you know, like cool teenager that like talking is so uncool and having reactions are so uncool. They change, and when they become teenager, it's no longer the same. Like this is, you know. So yeah,
I'm looking.
Trust me, you'll miss their crazy.
I'm already like. I see them growing and I do miss that when they used to be younger and doing crazy stuff. And I never thought that I would say that, but just saying, be careful at the table. Watch your head here. Like, don't go there. Like, I miss that. I don't have babies anymore. So I get you that when you want to have that.
Yeah, I want to try. Like, for me, it's like more of a like, okay, I have one life to live. It would be very sad, I find, as a woman, not to have this experience of motherhood.
Oh, you need to reproduce yourself, girl.
I think, I just, at least one mini me. Look at that. Or mini him, depending on him.
Yeah.
But so that's mostly it. But I know that it won't be easy for me. It's probably going to be like a big change since I've been alone most of my life.
Yes.
Like it's the whole, like I've been managing me for just me and me for a long time. But like I'm at that stage where it doesn't bother me anymore. Like I really, 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 really value my alone time. Like I need to have my alone time. It's non-negotiable. But at this point, it's like, I'm even that, like sometimes I'm tired of it. So I see that like, okay, I'm more willing to give space, you know? Yeah. Like I have some friends that are single and you think about living with someone, they like, I never want to live with someone. Me, I'm like, I'm on the other side of the fence now. I
You're
used
ready.
to love living alone. Like living alone was a big thing in my list. And now it's like even living alone, I'm like, "Ugh, living alone, it's a bit boring. Like I would love to have someone to bother, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
just to do something, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like cycles of life. So I just go with the flow and be honest about my intentions and what I want and what I would like, instead of just repeating a model that used to fit me 10 years ago. And now with time, we're like, okay, I feel like something else. So I'm just moving to something else. But
Yeah.
yeah, dating, I miss meeting, I miss meeting a man like a natural way.
Yeah.
That would be like a nice way to like meet someone.
Connect.
But yeah, but to go back to our show, like for me, it's always fun to tackle different topics together because we always have like, but we
Two
always have
opposites.
the same reality of womanhood. And
Yeah.
this is where the real woman, real talk. It's like there's so much taboo and there's so much
Yes.
loneliness in what is being a woman. Like I think the communities with women used to be way more stronger, where we always had that friendship between women when it comes to help with our kids, with
Yes.
food, with managing things. We had like a big net of women, and a lot of times like women carry a lot of weight when it comes to families and stuff. So I think we became like very more like individual and competitive, like who's the best woman who can do it all. So I think like this is breaking a little bit slowly but surely, and it's fun to
Yeah.
have these exchange together because we have the same struggles, same insecurities, same
Yeah.
desires, same. So it's always, so we think we can connect with you too,
Yes.
people, so you can share with us,
I think we can
go
relate
through
to
that
each
path
other.
together.
Yeah, we could relate to each other on different spectrum, and I believe that I don't care as a woman if you are in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, America, Canada, you still have the similar
Yeah.
reality that we live. And I believe the woman we and you said we carry so much weight on our shoulders, and we have so many responsibility as a mother, as a worker, as a wife, as a this, that we want to bring that to the table and maybe say it's okay. It's okay. We are in the same situation, and the
Same
grass
boat.
isn't greener on the other side, and it's not better because you're in I don't know, you're coming from another background. At the end of
Yeah,
the day,
being married or being single or being kids or no kids.
yeah,
At the end of the day, sorry I cut you off, but yeah, I agree. At
at
the
the
end of the day, we're still humans and we still have the same needs to be understood, support,
yeah,
this feeling of connecting, and at least being able to share with someone that can relate. Uh, and also, I would say with you, what I found was fun is to bring that other perspective of things. Like example, like I used to date someone, and like I would ask her questions and she would bring me like good ideas or good point of views, right? Because the fact that you're so much into, and I would say that to the single people, don't let all the single thing like
yeah,
mess up your mind. Like we know what's normal, what's good behavior, respectful behavior,
yeah.
like normal behavior. So after a certain point, you see so much like weird behaviors that you start to be like, is it
Mm-hmm.
okay, what is this? And
Yep.
you find like you brought like that. For me, you gave me like that stamp of like, you're not crazy, girl, this is shit. I was like, okay. It's not just me, because when you're alone, like you're facing all different types
Yeah.
of situations, and sometimes you're like, oh, I wish you just come, hi, my name is Robert, I think you're beautiful, can I get to know you? It doesn't come like that, right? It's like psst, bunch of like oh, I don't know, like, so
And the
well,
thing
the guy leaves, like, you
And the
know
thing is, between you and me, and this is talking from experience, don't get offended, people. Your single friends are not a great advice. I'm sorry, your single friends that you go and seek advice, um, with all due respect,
yes,
they most of the time they don't really have your best interests in mind, because if they're single and you're not going to be single, that means they just love a partner of crime. So that means there's no going out, there's no this. So their advice going to be biased. So in that case, maybe you should seek an advice from a woman who's married, happily married, or just married. So she's going to tell you how it is. Because with all due respect, Prince Charming do not exist. Your husband's going to fart. Your husband's going to pick his nose, and probably he's going to leave his socks on the floor. Okay, that's the true reality. Doesn't mean that you're going to get married and the sunshine and the rainbow is going to come out and he's going to bring you flowers every day. That do not exist. He's still going to have the bad habits and he's still not going to be perfect. And please don't follow a guide that's saying he's not good enough. Honey, are you good enough? Are you perfect? Before saying he's
work
not
on
perfect,
yourself.
are you perfect? No, but look at the values, the core values. Is it a family man? Is it someone who's humble? Is it someone who's a hardworking? Look at the values that could relate to each other, and then you can build an empire with that person. Do not listen to your friends because they don't have the most, they don't have your best interest. And with all the reserve, I hear some people going to say, oh my God, how can you say that? Been there.
And it goes for men too. It goes for men too. The bachelors that give advice to other bachelors about like how to control a woman, and the women's are like this, and that's why you should. So this is like actually bad for you. It just like, if you had a wall, like it just builds up like so much false beliefs and false perceptions.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point you're bringing in. And ladies, also don't be afraid to be alone. Being alone is not being lonely. Sometimes being alone, like raising the bar altogether as women would give us way more out of men. Men, they do what they've been asked to. So if they do nothing and they get it all, don't be like don't be like how to say surprised that he's not willing to do any effort or any. I'm saying this because I see a lot of the mentality, like this weekend I'm seeing this guy and the other weekend I'm with the other guy, and then the other guy I was with the other day like called me back, and then so all this juggling, I'm just saying, could be very exhausting and very bad for your self-esteem and for your self-love. I believe in energies, so I don't know if you do, but read about it and you'll be surprised. As a woman, you're a temple, so be careful. Be careful who's coming in and out of your temple,
Yeah, it is true. And we forget that. And at the same time, please stop wondering like, oh my God, he didn't call me back. And I know it sounds so old school and you're going to say, you're so old. You don't know what it is. I'm sorry. A man will be a man. He's still going to have the same things. If you give him right away and you don't make him wait, it's easy consumption. Easy consumption. It's like fast food. It goes and it's out. So I know it sounds very old school, and I understand it might shock.
It's true because people talk about sex, but they don't talk about love. So people don't know how to use sex properly, and they don't know how to use love properly, and they think they do things that can be separately. I think, yes, women, we have rights to be equal as men, but we are not the same. We don't have the same need as men have. No. So as a woman, to be free sexually doesn't mean that I'm going to go sleep with every guy who wants to sleep with me. It doesn't empower me. It doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't make me feel strong. In the contrary, I'll probably feel devastated and unloved and unworthy if I sleep with 10, 15 guys in a row that doesn't give a damn about me, right? Afterwards, like, nobody loves me, so I keep. So I saw these behaviors in younger women. So that's why, like, I think it's interesting just to it's not because your mom or your family or your school gave you contraceptions when you were 16 or 14 and they told you how sex works, like that you are ready emotionally or physically, and if you don't feel good, don't seek of that comfort in the men's harm, go seek that comfort inside yourself. What's going on? Why? Work on yourself. That's all I'm saying. I know your worth in the sense that take the time for you and don't give the responsibility. I think men are overrated, like a man is great, but it's not everything. Like so if you think like, I can find myself, no, you need to be happy and you need to build your own castle and your own dream, and having a man, it's amazing, but that's just having a man, like in the sense that you're still responsible of your.
Yes, be Elsa. Elsa built her own castle. She's the queen of the
Yes.
ice. And I don't want to blame Disney because I absolutely love Disney, but the princess thing that the prince going to come and save you and kiss you, that's BS, honestly. And
Yeah.
as a young child, my mom, she got me all the single book of every single princess. So you're almost like a condition to waiting for your Prince Charming, and he's gonna come and save you on the
So
white
true.
horse, and you're gonna go live in a castle and happy ever after. No, no. Like honestly, I want to do like a revolt against those princess movie, and I'm happy that
Yeah,
Milana came. That what's his name,
I agree.
Elsa, and all the other princess that came along to show them. You know what? I am my own princess. I'm gonna build my own castle, and if a guy's
Yeah,
gonna come in my castle, it's because he's a great addition to me.
he's
He's
a
not gonna
king.
save me, and he's not
He
gonna
has
make my
a
life perfect.
Yeah, and he's a king, and he has his own castle.
Yeah.
Like if you're a queen, you understand that if you need you need to build your own castle, the castle you want. If you're queen, you understand that you have to build it yourself, and then you'll be fit for a king.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's
cannot
like,
just be homeless and expect the king to show up.
yeah.
A queen comes with her own empire.
Yeah.
Just saying. So yeah, I think sorry we're preaching like old ladies. Stop sleeping around.
Yeah.
Have some dignity. But I think it's things that maybe are not we take for granted, but maybe were not said to those generations because we wanted them to be free and not to be in shame and their sexuality. So,
And it's
but
okay.
it's okay. I'm just saying, as a woman, you're not the same species as a man in the sense that your needs, your emotional needs. So if you feel free in your sexuality, it might be going on different dates with different men, talking with different guys, masturbate, discovering your own body, having this special connection with a friend when you share like a respectful sexual agreement. Fine, you do whatever you want. I'm just saying, from what I'm seeing from like all this swiping, like as an old lady, I'm like, oh, there's so many young, beautiful women selling themselves short. And there's so many good men that are abandoned in the system. Like if you're not 6'2" with muscles and tattoo, you probably don't get a lot of swipes. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's
Even
so
for the
shallow.
men, like, yeah, it's very, and it's you have like that 10% of whore men that sleeps around with the whole city talking about like, give me time, baby, I'm coming back. Give me time. I'm busy with work. Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot of that repeatingly. Like I'm not talking one case, like repeatingly. It's a classic, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
busy with work, but really like I'm married, like the typical,
Yeah.
player that
Player.
you will find online.
Yeah. And you know what? I think we mentioned before, and no, you mentioned as well here, know yourself. Know yourself, know your worth. And I know it's kind of cheesy or cliche to say, know yourself, know your worth. But you know what? If you really want to attract the right person and not someone who's just temporary, you need to know who you are at the core base in order to know exactly who you want to be. So we're going to get back. But the vision board, do you have a vision board? Do you have a list?
Yeah.
And I'll share you a story that happened when I was
Yes.
24. I used to work in a financial industry, and one of my customers, she came. She was a Nori, beautiful, brilliant lady, happy, bubbly. She walks in my office. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm getting married." Na na na. And I knew that 6 months prior she was single, divorced, and it was a chaos. So she's like, "I did something. I did a list." So I took a paper and I write every single criteria that I want in my perfect man. She's like, it was 5 pages because, at my age, we have a higher expectation of a man. And I was 20 something. So I'm like, oh, okay. So she did.
5 pages.
So she exactly told me, she's like, I put it outside, and I knew that this is my strict minimum that I want to attract. I don't want to be in the toxic relationship. I don't want to get divorced. I want to have my perfect man who's on that list. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, see, now I'm getting married. We're going down south and we're going to get married. I'm like, like, wait a minute. And I was single. I was 25, maybe. I don't remember. And I remember I'm coming from a culture that at 25, if you're single and you never were in a relationship,
Over.
it's over. You're never gonna get married. You're old lady. My parents was trying to bring me some Polish guy to say, okay,
I love what your mom told you. Any guy, just take anyone. Just the first one who asks you, just say yes, and that's it.
yes, it was like almost that way. She's like, he's a nice guy. It's okay. You're gonna fall in love after. I'm
Lower
like,
your
oh,
expectations, girl. You know, like you're just lucky to have someone.
exactly. So I'm like, you know what? The follow week, I went and I did my list. I really did my list for my perfect man. I put that list on the side. I didn't think much of it. I'm like, you know what? At least mentally, I know what I wanted at my young age. Trust me. Now, if you give me the list, I love my husband, but I will add cooking, cleaning, and other stuff that I didn't put on the list. And my husband doesn't do that. Well, 6 months after, I met my husband out of the blue, and we're talking, we're dating, and things like kind of
Ah,
went naturally, and we end up moving with each. Everything went like so naturally and so fast. And when I was moving from my parents' house to our place, I found that envelope, and I was in the car and I was reading every single criteria. I'm like, oh,
that's crazy.
that's you. He's like, I did you like just describe me? I'm like, I did.
Oh,
I forgot a couple of things.
I
You
love
think
that
if
story.
I love it. And you know what? I was telling a couple of my friends, I'm like, guys, do the list, do the list. I have one of my friends, she's like, I did the list. I'm moving in with my new boyfriend next month. So I know that thing work. So just know your value
Yeah,
and where you stand.
yeah. I love that advice. Yeah, but to take the time to cherish, to be more connected to yourself, to really understand what you want. Are you just settling for what is, or is it really what you want? So yeah, I love the listing, and yeah,
Knowing
dating is
yourself.
yeah, knowing yourself and having faith. For me, it's more like I have faith, so I
Yeah.
don't, not don't guide your life from a place of fear of not. It's easy like to go on that path of oh my god. For me, like especially like at 39, I'm like, oh my god, and then sometimes like let me like, and then on the other side, I'm like, have faith, girl, like relax, like it's not about having options, it's about finding really what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and to stay positive and don't panic. For me, it's more a panicking situation, but I understand that I was in the same panicking vibe when I was 29. I was 20. Listen, at 19 I was freaked out because I was turning 20, and at 26 I was the most depressed person of the world. When I turned 36, 26 for me was like, I'm
It
old,
was
like it
hard.
was over. Yeah, 26 was like people think 40 for me it's like beautiful, because when you turn like at the age I am, like we so empowered and we don't care anymore, and I just want to be me and express myself and be. It's a beautiful aging. It's beautiful
It
if you
is.
and yes, have fun, but do it for you, you know
Yeah. Yeah. You have to start with you and what you want and designing the way you want, and everything will fall into place. You cannot connect the dots looking forward, but you can
yeah.
only connect the dots looking backwards. And what I'm saying by that, it's everything will come together in the right time and the right place. I am a strong believer in life that every single experience you went through, it's to bring you to where you are today. And today might be not comfortable, but embrace that not comfortable moment, because that moment it's a step further. Yes, some people gonna go through shit more often, more harder, and it's gonna hurt, but at the end of the day, use it in order to empower yourself. What can you do with what you just learned in your life? Like how you can empower others. Our natural reaction was, okay, we went through that. How can we do it better? That's why we opened that channel, because we wanted to use it and have those
Yes.
real conversation, that tough conversation that I find that
Nobody talks about dating, and dating it's like so hard though nowadays, and there's so many people that are lonely, in the sense that are alone, lonely with the quarantine and everything that's going on. It's crazy. And in
yes,
North America, there's more and more and more single people. It's a new, people don't get married, people live alone a lot. So, and I for me, like it's a discovery myself too, like to be put in that, like I was single, I was 36, so I would have never turning 37. So you're 37, you're back in the dating game, and like now everybody's like women running after men, and like it's the other way around. You're like, oh, okay, I run after you. Okay, I have to show you that I'm a good woman. Okay, because in my days it was the men that was
Yeah.
showing you that they were a good man and they were deserving of your love. Not now. It's more if you're a good woman enough to be deserving on some penis. Let's just be honest. And maybe with luck he will commit, or probably not. So let's be honest again. So
Uh-huh.
probably,
Oh my God.
or you have the guy from the first conversation, I love you, I want to marry you, and I'm like, totally yours. So it's a beautiful world. You just have to know what you want, right? Not to get lost in all those different scenarios and perspectives of reality that, like, men can like sparkle up or your
Mm-hmm.
friends or TV or whatever, has impact on yourself. But
Yeah.
and find yourself a married friend or someone who's been in a long relationship, so they can have like a more balanced point of view about what is a relationship. Then
Purpose of the channel, as you can say, it's gonna be real conversation that we have, and sometimes it might be offensive, sometimes it might be sad, but our goal is to make you realize, well, this is the reality, and we will have tools. So tool number one, get your list going, girl. Grab your paper and a pen. Write every single thing you want or you're looking for your dream man. Okay, the Prince Charming, you putting on that list every single detail. What I mean, every single detail: hair color, tall, fat, profession, culture, religion. Bring it in. Every single thing that's important, you put it. Every single thing, because I'm telling you, he will show
everything.
up.
Sorry.
He will
You're
show
right.
up. He will show up in the perfect timing that it's for you. Just be patient. Stop dating losers. Stop shorting for less. You're worthy. You're worth it. You're amazing. Can we stop being with those guys who actually don't deserve your love and your time?
Yes. Yes. And remember, the strategy of iPhone, it's to make sure that there's less iPhone available on the market, so they can jack up the price. So everybody wants them and they're willing to pay the price to have them. But the products that you find everywhere, most of the times are very cheap because you find them everywhere. So if you want to high up your own value, make it less available.
And you know what
The
we're talking
marketing.
about? Jack up the price, ladies.
Yep. Yes. I love that. Jack up the price, ladies.
Yeah, jack up the price, girl. Don't give it. Keep it for yourself. The price, I'm telling you, it's
Yep.
like the value. Who wants a Chanel? We all freaking want a Chanel, but it's hard
Yeah.
to get that Chanel. But when you
Yeah.
get
So
it, you're freaking proud of it.
yes, and the people who will get it, they will appreciate it. You appreciate things you work for and you make effort for, especially as a hunter. Like you don't want the dead prey that's already there, right?
Nah.
Like, come eat me alive, come. They love to run, get you and stuff. So work your cardio, girl. And if he doesn't call, it's because he doesn't think of you. And if he doesn't text you, it's because he doesn't want to talk to you. That's simple as that. He doesn't ask to see you, it's because he doesn't miss you. If he says he miss you and then he doesn't want to see you, it means he doesn't miss you. Right?
Harsh reality. That's harsh, but it's true. Move on. Time to move on. Next call. Honestly, stop wasting after the. We should stop wasting our time after the man. Like, can we reverse the role and make it?
Yes.
I will decide if I want to call you. I will decide if you're worthy of my time, and if not, sorry. Next call.
Yeah, or just give back what it gives you. Like I saw that in an old school movie, like like Louis, old school those
Yeah.
movies with the castle and everything. And when the courting was very, high level compared to now.
Yeah.
And that's what the mom taught her daughter. She said, "How do I show him that I'm interested without, being too desperate, right? Especially in those times, like they would let the glove fall, and if the guys take it, so they couldn't be like have display of it would be disgraceful from a woman to show too much. And that's what they would say. Just replicate. So show the same interest that he shows you. So if it's just like, hey, hi, you shouldn't be saying, hey, hi, how you doing? It's been a long time. I've been seeing your pictures and I think you look great. No. He comes to you, hey, you're just like, hey. And it happens to me a lot of times. Guys, they come and they just, hey. I'm like, hey, you look good. I'm like, you too. But yeah, but I see so many girls, they're like, hey, how you doing?
Desperate.
I see we live close. And the guy blank zero, no answer. And then she's like, I didn't answer. I don't give a fuck. Just replicate. Hi, hey. Bye. Like, don't. No, because I find girls, because women, we are smart. We try to understand everything. We try, there's a system, there's an explanation. And especially when you're younger, you think like you're unstoppable and you're smarter and you're better. And, you have that ego of the youth.
Yeah.
And you're just like being like slapped by life. So like, girl, relax. Okay. You don't know shit. Okay. You don't know shit. Be more open to like what I'm about to tell you. If he doesn't call you, it's because he doesn't want to talk to you. If he doesn't see you, it's because he doesn't want to see you. It's because he doesn't think of you. If he doesn't reply to your text when he sees it, it's because you're not a priority. I say that because I had to say that to a lot of girls, and sometimes they've been even mad at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to help you.
True hurts.
Yeah, so we less dependent, and you can take things more lightly. So there should be fun in dating. As a woman, for me, when I was young and I was being court, I had fun. I had guys like ringing my phone. Yeah. And it made me feel so important, So take the attention. So that was my itch moment. Sorry, I went into it. Yeah,
no, but I loved it. It's really so true, and it's so accurate. He's just not that into you.
Yeah, and play your cards differently. Be cool. Just reciprocate. Yeah. A guy who's interested is not gonna just He's gonna say, hey, how you doing? I noticed your profile, blah blah blah. He's gonna take time to write. If he's just hey, and you just hey, hey. I have guys like this. Like it's been 3 weeks. They send me like random, hey, who you? Hey, think of you. Hey, it's like imbeciles. Like imbeciles. Like really, I'm like, this is how you court a woman and you want me to think that I'm interested. And that type of guy would have the audacity to say, hey, what about I come over next week? I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, we've been saying, hey, for 2 weeks, and now you want to come over to what? I told them, I don't even know if you're single or who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
So, but I think if he does that, it worked with other women. So I'm like, girl.
Honestly, this is such a great topic that we have to explode.
Yes.
Because... Yeah. I think we have so much things to say on that subject. I absolutely love it because just think if a guy texts you and he's not and you're not really into him, how are you gonna react? It's the same thing. They're not that special. Those guys are not that special. A man, it's not that special. Stop thinking that they're like this on a pedestal. They're so amazing. They're not that special.
It is what it is. They're very simple. Yeah. It is what it is. It treats you unimportant, you are unimportant. Exactly. It treats you important, you are important. Yeah. So you don't believe the words, believe the actions, right?
Exactly. So just like us.
You just let it, because guys, they've been trained also, like when you want a woman, you tell her she's beautiful, she's special, the connection you have with her you've never had before. Everything you just and I told me that it was special, so like, okay, like, girl, come on. Like, if he shows you that you're special for him, it's one thing, but if he says that to you and he mistreats you, then come on, girl. It's just like us women, we don't do that. We don't go to a guy to tell him, you're so special, I never had those type of conversation and all those blah blah, because we're not raised to sweet talk men's to get men's attentions. We were raised to put makeup on, to look good, to get men's attention, not to sweet talk them. Because I tried it, sweet talk man, and sweet talk man works too.
I'm sure it does.
When it comes to being manipulative, I try to be the same manipulative as men are. Like, you're beautiful, you're special, like and it works too. So it's just we human beings for sure. If I go
Exactly.
to you and I sweet talk you and you confess things to me and I use those things to like for sure I'm gonna get you where I want. It's just
Of
unfair. A
course.
lot of men do that to women to get obviously intimacy with them, and it's not sincere. So just women, be aware. Having intimacy, protected intimacy with people, it's fine, but just be aware that when you do it, it's
Yeah.
really because you want to. It's not because you're being tricked or you've been played or you expect or wish or want something else. Then
Yeah.
you're not playing your card right. Your poker game is weak, girl.
Oh my God, I love that topic.
Look at me, I'm talking, and you're single. So what about you? I'm keeping my standard high, bitches. That's what is happening. Yeah, my pussy's been closed for a long time. It's all good. Yeah. Look at that's frustrated. Yeah, but anyways, we all about love here. It's all about love, and
I
but we have
love
to.
that.
We open the subject.
We
Here
open
it
the
is.
can of worm. I hear already people in their car or listening us and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe they were in that road." True hurt. True
Yes,
hurt.
yes. You didn't have sex with your date or your whatever for whatever like a month or 2 months, and it just I know it's not really sexual inclined. He's having sex with someone else.
It's a
I'm
man.
sorry.
He needs to
Yeah, come on.
release.
Because I heard that too. Some girls they're like, oh no, because we have such a special connection. It's beyond the sex. He needs like I'm like, oh man.
And she
Your,
believes
your,
that.
your man that loves you, that didn't have sex with you for a month, 2 months, unless there's a medical condition that you spoke about, like he's sleeping with someone else. So yeah, especially if you're in the dating phase, you're just seeing each other and he doesn't want to see you anymore. So imagine.
Yeah,
It
and you're
doesn't
like
go.
under 40.
Yeah, usually when you start seeing someone, it goes faster and then there's love, right? You don't see each other just to see and then unsee each other, right?
Yeah.
So if the guy is like doesn't want to see you no more and you show him, it's not good. You've been played. You've been played. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Played. Yeah, sorry. I've been played too. It's okay. We all been there. You have to be played and have bad experiences in love to know what love
of
is.
course.
Just be aware. Like for me, I had to really experience love to really know what being loved is. So also be aware, like, do you know what being loved is, or you've been like in unhealthy relationship for so long you don't even know what's a balanced relationship? Whatever. All like these are other subjects, but these like asking questions, just at least ask yourself those questions. Just start by that.
Yeah. 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 And put yourself in the middle. How would you react if you're into a guy and how you're not into a guy? Simple question like, how would I react if I'm into a guy and I'm not? Well, if you're not into a guy, you're not going to give him importance and you mention it. It's the same thing.
Yeah, don't overthink stuff. They're simple. It is what it is. Most likely, it looks like it's weird. It's always with this friend, but you never introduce. It is what it is. You think it's more than a friend. It's mostly what you think it is. As simple as that. I'm just saying this because so many times in my life I doubted my instinct, and with time you just realize, oh my god,
It is.
I'm always right, and I just doubt myself. So just don't do the same thing. Anyways, I think I'm done with this topic.
Me too.
We're done.
It's a wrap.
So ladies first, love yourself first. Men are overrated. We love you, men, but women are overrated too. It's you first. Put yourself first. Love yourself first.
Yeah.
Point blank.
That's it. And then you're going to find a Mr. Right, and it's okay. Everything's going to work out. Stop putting pressure and stop putting stress. Everything's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be all right. Yeah. So subscribe if you want more dating advice on February. We'll get back to you with different subjects. Or maybe we'll comment on different video about love. We're going to think about how we want to come about it. But for sure, February will be the month of love, the month of dating, the month of connections. And we're very excited about that.
I know. Ciao. Love you bunches. Spread love, not hate. And stay true to yourself.
Yes. And we love you.
Ciao.